नमस्कार दोस्तों, वेलकम हमारे इस प्रोग्राम में जहां हम नए फंड ऑफर्स जो भी नए इंटरेस्टिंग फंड्स आ रहे हैं मार्केट में उनके टॉप मैनेजमेंट हायरार्की वालों के साथ हम लोग बात करते हैं एंड वी गेट एन इंसाइट ऑन why are they bringing this fund, what is the objective, how it is beneficial for you as an investor. तो यही सारी चीजों को लेके एक नया एनएफओ और उसके बारे में इंफॉर्मेशन लेके हम आज आपके साथ आए हैं. द फंड दैट वी आर डिस्कसिंग टुडे इज सैमको मल्टीकैप फंड. आज हमारे साथ है मिस्टर उमेश कुमार मेहता, एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर सीआईओ एंड फंड मैनेजर ऑफ सैमको एएमसी. Mr. Umesh Kumar Mehta has over 25 years of experience in Indian capital markets. His role involves overseeing the investment strategies and managing assets across diverse portfolios. Financial markets और उनके अराउंड उनका काफी बहुत तगड़ा अनुभव रहा है एंड वो ज्यादा बिलीव करते हैं कि डेटा ड्रिवन अप्रोच के साथ अगर हम लोग इन्वेस्टमेंट करें तो उससे इन्वेस्टर्स का और काफी फायदा हो सकता है. ऑल्सो वो पहले सैमको में रिसर्च टीम भी हेड करते थे. ही हैज बीन एसोसिएटेड विद द सैमको ग्रुप फॉर द लास्ट 15 प्लस इयर्स. ही इज अ सीए एंड एन एमबीए बाय क्वालिफिकेशन. वेलकम टू द प्रोग्राम सर.
थैंक यू.
सो सर सीधा पहले सवाल पे आते हैं कि जब हम देखते हैं कि सैमको मल्टी कैप फंड है तो ये मल्टी कैप फंड क्या है, मतलब व्हाट इज दिस 4-in-1 मल्टी कैप स्ट्रेटेजी एंड व्हाई मल्टी कैप फंड एक इन्वेस्टर के पोर्टफोलियो में होना जरूरी है. मल्टी कैप फंड पोर्टफोलियो इन्वेस्टर के पोर्टफोलियो में क्या रोल प्ले करता है?
I think this is a very good question. See, पहले तो let me give you an insight, industry insight. Since last 3 years, there is one category of fund that has grown the fastest. That is not small cap. Small cap has grown by 50%. That is not your thematic. That has grown by around 14-50%. That is multi cap as a category has grown by 84%. And
Wow.
this is the highest any category since last 3 years, both fresh inflows and the AUM, the NAV growth.
Correct.
So multi-cap category has grown the fastest, but still today in terms of popularity, it is still the 9th rank. So compared to the industry AUM, today multi-cap is only at the 9th rank. And our view is that this category is going to become a solid wealth creating category in 3, 5, 10 years down the line, even overtaking the flexi caps and the large cap category.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think this is the beauty of multi-cap as a category. So now why multi-cap and what's the beauty of multi-cap? So let me
Correct.
quickly in a minute describe. Multi-cap is the only category wherein SEBI allows a discipline that at least one should have 25% of large cap, at least 25% of mid cap, at least 25% of small cap, which no other category has this beauty of balanced approach. Large cap, but flexi cap, there is flexibility. So currently,
Correct.
if you map your entire flexi cap category,
Correct.
sir, 75% of the fund is sitting in large caps.
Correct.
So a
Correct.
pure principal portfolio in investors category, I think is a multi-cap is a category which has 25, 25, 25. So now
Correct.
the question is SAMCO's 4-in-1 strategy. So now let me describe currently the benchmark index, the multi-cap 500 index is 50% large cap, 25% small cap, 25% mid cap. So this is what 3-in-1 strategy which the industry is working, because the underlying index is a 3-in-1, 50, 25, 25.
Correct.
So everyone has taken the portfolio almost 45, 50 large cap, 25 mid, 25 small. So
Correct.
this is what is called 3-in-1 strategy. So
Correct.
now coming to the proposition for investors. 4-in-1 means that 25% large cap, industry has 50%, SAMCO will have only at least 25%, only 25% large cap, 25 mid, 25 small, and the balance 25 will go into small caps beyond Nifty 500. Simple bhasha mein in layman terms, this is micro cap.
Okay.
So now 4-in-1 is a 25, 25, 25, 25, large, mid, small, and micro. So this is how in simple terms SAMCO's multi-cap fund is all about.
Okay. Sir, when I was going through the marketing material brochures, एक चीज काफी उभर के आई है यहाँ पे कि निफ्टी माइक्रो कैप 250 इंडेक्स, राइट, जिसकी आप अभी आपने बात करी थी, इट हैज आउट परफॉर्म्ड. ओके, Can you tell us a little bit more on that? I think it's a very interesting insight, and not many, not many regular investors or other retail investors are completely unaware about it. I am completely unaware about it. So, and जब ये एक डेटा ड्रिवन डेटा बैक्ड सोर्सेस हमारे सामने आता है, तो यही सवाल खड़ा होता है कि अरे यार, ये है मार्केट में, हमें पता क्यों नहीं है इसके बारे में? सो सर प्लीज.
Correct. So so there is this data available. This is not our data. This is NAC data. So 1 lakh rupee invested in Nifty 100 index, which is a large cap index, has become 12 lakhs, and 1 lakh rupee invested in micro caps has become 24 lakhs. So this is the potential of micro cap, and we are simply doing, instead of 50% large cap, we have taken 25% of that large cap into micro cap, and this is how alpha generated for investors in their portfolio.
Correct.
So this is
Yes.
a 3-month which has 50, 25, 25. This is the benchmark.
Correct.
And almost everyone has around 40, 45% large cap, 27, 26, 27% mid cap, and 29, 30% small cap. So
Correct.
this actually, this numbers may be cash or maybe smaller caps, but at SAMCO, this will be 25%, this will be 25%, this will be 25, and this will be 25. So this is how the unique 4-in-1 strategy is all about. I hope my mouse is visible, right, over here
Yes,
on
sir.
the bottom.
Yes. It is.
And yeah, so this is how our advertisements also showed that this extra, the smaller,
I've seen this.
small 500 is the beauty. And during normal bull market, this is how our composition, portfolio composition will look. 25, 25, 25, a 4-in-1 strategy. And why micro cap? So this is the potential of micro cap, 24 lakh and 12 lakh in a period of 15 years. So people may think that fundamentally micro caps are weaker. So that is
Correct.
also myth. What
Yeah.
we did a like comparison. We took Nifty micro cap index, the 250 companies. We deleted financial companies. So around 225 companies, fundamental data we aggregated, and we took all 250 small cap companies from Nifty 500,
Correct.
exponential, and then we aggregated this data. Now let me share this.
Sure.
The 3-year sales for micro cap is 30%, and for small cap is 27%.
Yes.
3-year profit growth for micro cap is
Correct.
59%,
Correct.
and for small cap is 54%. And return on equity for micro cap is 21% and 19.5%. And the most important, return on capital efficiency, micro cap is far better, 25%, and 22, 23% for small cap. So fundamentally, micro cap are strong, and this is how the magic of alpha will get created when we have 25% micro cap in investors.
Correct. So the next question, sir, that I have is, what is the asset allocation? I mean, you talked about 25%, and there's another part that is mentioned there, is the dynamic flexibility part of the fund. So can you explain both the asset allocation and the dynamic flexibility?
See, asset allocation, dynamic flexibility is all but for risk management. See, because paisa teji bazaar mein sabka banta hai, and everyone is wow. If you have a micro cap, it's a great thing. But markets are not one-way journey. Markets are that market, when at times when markets fall, when markets are correcting, when there is bear market, then we have to manage the risk, right?
Correct.
So now here comes the beauty, how risk management will be done.
Correct.
So when markets are bad, this large cap portfolio, 25%, we will hedge doing futures.
Correct.
This. So during normal bull market, 25, but now let me this red mark, if you see, during periods of downturn.
Correct.
So this 25% large cap will be fully hedged because they will have underlying F&O. So my net equity exposure will be 0. So net equity exposure 0. Mid cap, at least 10% will be hedgeable. So I will hedge 10%, 15% I can't do anything. So my net equity will be only 15% out of 25.
Correct.
So now you come to small cap. Small cap has no F&O underlying, and therefore my equity exposure during bear market will still be 25 because I can't sell any small cap stock. I have to have 25% minimum small cap.
Correct.
But here comes the beauty. My micro cap exposure, we will sell everything and get into the large cap. And this large cap we will hedge. So during bear market, our large cap will become 50%. So 25 original and 25 which comes from the micro cap.
Correct.
50% will get hedged,
Correct.
and the less 10% from mid cap will hedge. So 60% of the portfolio will have seat belt. And I
Wow.
think this by far is one of the best product for investors from a long-term journey. You have the balance approach, and
Yes.
during bear market, during accident, 60% will be hedged.
Correct. Actually, I mean, you answered my next question, which was the risk management process. I think it's very evident from here that how Samco has undertaken investor wealth protection into their devising this particular fund and investment strategy. So then, I mean, we just last couple of questions. Why multi cap? I mean, ये सवाल सबसे पहले आता है लोगों के मन में कि ठीक है मतलब लार्ज कैप चल रहा है ब्लू चिप है I mean, technically, it's been a tested and proven and tested method, proven and tested strategy. Mid cap, there's a huge glamour about mid cap and small cap. आप तो जानते ही है बहुत glamour है. तो multi cap क्या है? Why multi cap and why it is different or how it is different from these particular glamorous market caps that we always keep on talking about.
I think so. This is very important to understand that for healthy lifestyle, we have to have a daily simple balanced diet. See, every day we can't have fancy food. Every day we can't have, those outstanding tasty food, which, for simple food, for our healthy being, throughout our life, we need to have a balance and simple food.
Correct.
So multi-cap is that. So large caps, at times, large cap has its own disadvantage because large cap is like elephant, they will move at a slower pace, and eventually investors want decent return. So large cap will always have a limitation, but at times they will be in favor, at times they will be out of favor. So how do you identify that as investor, and how do you then switch? It's very hard for investors to do it. Small cap are in bull market, always small caps are in favor, but when bear markets are there is no hedging in small cap as a category. And simply markets will fall more, and therefore investors will not be able to have seat belt. And if they don't have seat belt during accidents, they will either get out from the market, or they will do redemption, or they will. But that's not really in their sane financial wisdom. Their entire equation will go haywire. Same thing with mid-cap. Some of the stocks can be hedged, but a large part of mid-cap, if they are not hedged and if they don't exit at the right time, and it's hard for investors to also take that call and exit, then the whole accident will happen. Multi-cap as a category, because it is well balanced, and that's the beauty, because at times, some or other, you will always have a balanced approach. Your balanced return will always be there. Second, at Samco, during accident, we will hedge it. So up to 60%, that is what max can be done, and that is what we will do it. So from 10 years perspective, see, investors are looking at a long-term investment. So I think this is a far superior category. The bucket that investors will get as far as the spread of market cap is concerned is superior. So let me go back to America, 100 odd years ago. So America, typically the names that we have today are not the names that America had during that time. So they only had large caps and the small cap. So rest no other categories. So from 1929, the bull market top, and if we consider that bull market top and till 1950, when the whole World War episode ended, that 20-year period from 1929 to almost 1950, the returns that small caps had delivered were 5% alpha than the large caps. So world over, at all time frames, small caps, micro caps, mid caps have delivered the return, but they have their own volatility. So this basically will give them exposure to mid, to small, to micro, and obviously large cap. So I think over long term, this will be a superior proposition.
So another question that I have is obviously we now know the benefits of multi-cap strategy, and obviously we see how well it is being defined and curated for the benefit of the investors. My next question is that what is the stock selection process? How will we select stocks into these particular categories?
We will use our stock selection algorithm. So basically what that algorithm does is it identifies stocks that are moving out of accumulation phase. This is a simple pictorial format. So investors can understand, what the brain behind our algorithm try to do, right? So this is outward impression of that process. So the algorithm will identify stocks that are breaking out of accumulation phase and get into and create a portfolio of this stock when they are in trending or acceleration, and then try to get out. Not necessary the system will be able to identify, but in any case, get out from stocks that are falling, or so that there is a drawdown protection, and get into the stocks which are in acceleration phase. So this is what the system will do day in and day out, and be ready and identify that if stocks are not working, you remove players that are out of form and bring players that are in form, and that is how you try and get the highest risk adjusted return for the investor. So all these things can be coded mathematically. These are various ways to identify accumulation, the uptrend, the down distribution, the downtrend, etc., to identify the slope of the price. You go through the long-term averages, volume, etc., volatility, standard deviation. You measure each and every stock, you measure the sector, and all these things can be identified when we use systems. But basically, that will create, we will create a portfolio of 15-20 uptrending stocks from the large cap universe. In the mid cap space, we will create 15-20 uptrending stocks from the mid cap universe. Again, 15-20 names in the small cap universe, and around 40-50 names in the micro cap. Small caps beyond Nifty 500. So why 40-50 over here? As I told you, during bear market, we will have to sell. So micro cap, we will have to sell stocks in the cash market. If we have around 40-50 stocks, we will be able to sell quickly in a day's time. As far as large cap is concerned, we don't have to sell the stock. We just only have to sell the future, and that is liquid. So this is how micro cap will have more stocks in our bucket.
Okay. The last question, sir. I mean, in the last couple of days, or maybe let's say last week or so, we have seen some volatility in the market. But what is your current market outlook, and how do you see the Indian markets, Indian economy growing forward?
So, very good question. So now let me tell you what we have today, as of yesterday, we have done. So in my few of the hybrid fund that we have, wherein we have this drawdown, this seat belt. So in my hybrid fund, 6 days ago, we were fully invested. Last Thursday and Friday, today we are only 50% invested. 50% we are out in cash or arbitrage mode. So this is my one of the hybrid fund that we manage. So according to us, according to our systems, market are in correction mode, and it is possible that that correction can get deeper, or if it doesn't, we will again get into equity mode. So this is how, as I told you, we are process driven, system driven. We don't have our ego. We don't exercise those our greed, fear, biases. So as on today, one of my star fund is also 45% cash. We are out of market. If market turns, our fund will also get into equity mode. So same thing, seat belt mechanism we will have in our multi-cap fund as well. We have defined statistically significant levels beyond which, if our stocks fall, we will sell. So now let me quickly in a minute give you an example. So I, Umeshkumar Mehta, I'm the CIO of SAMCO Mutual Fund. I can run at 12 kilometers per hour. On the upside, I do 13. On the downside, I can do 11. So if my speed falls to 10 or 9, you have to get down from my back, because I can go to 7, I can go to 0, I can go to sleep. But if I again come back to 11 or 12, you again ride my back. So similarly, what we do in order to manage the risk, we capture our own universe of large cap stocks. We have created indexes around those, our 20-25 names. Similarly, mid, small, and micro. Large cap will have a different speed, right? So we measure the standard deviation, the speed of our large cap. If they fall beyond that level, we will get out of large cap. Micro caps need to have a little larger leeway, right? Because they vibrate a little more. So we have defined their limits as well. But if they vibrate more than what is required, then we get out. We don't care what Nifty is doing. We don't care what XYZ index is doing. We watch our portfolio of stocks, because that's our baby. That is what we do, risk management. That is how we know that our stock is going to make money or lose money. So this is how we do risk management, as far as not only multi-cap fund is done, but all other funds as well. We watch our own babies and then identify if we need to do some repairing work or we need to get rid of them.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. We wish you all the best for this NFO, Samco Multicap Fund. I would like to remind our viewers that the NFO opens on 10th of October 2024 and the closing period is on 24th of October 2024. Umesh, sir, thank you for joining us. We wish you all the best. Yes, sir, if you'd like to have
Before,
something.
yeah, just the last word.
Sure.
See, this is the drawdown, the seat belt, the magic of seat belt.
Correct,
This is the light brown is the benchmark drawdown, which is the
correct.
multi-cap drawdown, and the dark brown is the SAMCO multi-cap models drawdown. So this is we
Okay.
have backtested since 2005, and because there is a seat belt,
Yeah,
our fund has fallen less than the market. So this is where the
correct,
beauty is. And
correct,
coming
correct.
to the backtested number, the underlying index has delivered 17% CAGR since
Mm-hmm,
2005. The
mm-hmm.
multi-cap 50, 25, 25, and SAMCO multi-cap model has delivered 26% on the back-tested result. So I think this is how, and why this alpha is coming of 7-8%, because of precisely three things. Number one, the micro-cap addition. Number two, our stock selection algorithm, which will identify stocks in earnings or price momentum. And
Sure,
three, the dynamic rebalancing. Because
correct,
when we
correct.
get out from the market, we will
Mm-hmm,
be able to buy more when again the market rises. So these are
correct.
the three things which gets that alpha.
Sure. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us here. I would like to remind our viewers that the NFO of the Samco Multicap Fund opens on 10th of October 2024. It closes on 24th of October 2024. Umesh, sir, thank you for joining us here. We wish you all the best and hope that the NFO gets oversubscribed and opens at a very great response. Thank you so much for joining us, sir, here.
Thank you. Thank you in advance for everyone.
Thank you.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.